Hey, welcome back to the channel. How you like my hat? This is Iced Out Pistol Pete. I don't think it gets much better than this, but I know I'm going to jack it up. It's going to be dirty in about 2 weeks, so I'm going to wear it with pride for those 2 weeks, and then I'll probably have to get rid of it because it's going to be dirty. Anyway, I want to welcome you back to the channel. I'm going to kind of break this video down into 2 parts, okay? The first part, I'm going to jump right into my weight loss for the past 2 weeks. And then for the rest of the video, I'll kind of babble on about some health and wellness issues that you may or may not be interested in. But that's what we're going to do today. For the past 2 weeks, I'm down to 272 pounds, which is about 2.8 pounds of weight loss for the past 2 weeks. And I think that is great. And I think that's a healthy weight loss total. To be honest with you, I got really lucky this week. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life, which you'll see later on in the video. And I think that anyway, anything that I lost this week was just, icing on the cake. Getting closer and closer to hitting that 100-pound mark. I mean, just slowly getting there, just fighting all the way, but I'll get there eventually. And looking forward to the next 2 weeks. Might hit you up somewhere along the way with a little health and wellness update. I recorded a lot last week, so I might hit you with another video sometime midweek just to kind of show you what I've been up to. I didn't want to show it this week as a video would be like 30 minutes long. So anyway, that's it for this 2 weeks, 2.8 pounds, happy with that. And we'll go on and talk about some health and wellness issues that I had going on over the past 2 weeks. So I'm wondering how the setup's looking. Usually when I'm filming my truck, I use the Osmo Action 4, and it just gives me this weird plasticky look on my face. I just don't like it a whole lot. So I'm trying out a new camera today that I got in just the other day to see kind of what it looks like in the truck. Because frankly, a lot of times this is the only time I have to film is riding around in the truck. And how's the audio? Is it decent? Let me turn down the air conditioner just a little bit. I got done with my one and only workout for this week just now, which is pretty sad. I'm a little bit bummed out about it. But remember when I was telling you in the last video that the caveat to owning a business is if you should own a business if you don't have to worry or you don't have to depend on any other people for your business? That's what I got going on this week. I have a lot of people out for various reasons, and I've just been super duper stressed. Like, I know that you should set time in your schedule to go in and work out, but sometimes obviously that's just not possible. I mean, it's just not possible. Like this week, I've been going into work 2 hours early just to catch up or to get ahead or whatever I can do to help my business function. So I've been going in 2 hours early. I've been taking like 20 minutes for lunch, if even that. Basically, when I go to the bank, I have to go to the bank every day. I drive to the bank, I get something to eat on the way, and that equals out to about 20 minutes. I mean, I just literally do not have time to stop and eat lunch. And then when I go home at night, I'm so exhausted from the day, I just kind of chill out, total vegetable, which is not what I want to be, but it's just all accumulated stress involved with the situation. And then I can't go to sleep at night because I'm so just stressed out and sitting there thinking about it. And just I can't put my mind to rest. So I'm just sitting there wide awake, in the middle of the night, just like wired, trying to think about what I need to do at work the next day. So it's been a very stressful week, and I haven't been able to work out. I'm trying to keep my diet in check as much as possible, but hopefully that's going okay. But like I say, when you don't have 20 minutes for lunch or have to grab something completely on the go, it's kind of hard to manage that. So, well, I tell you what, it's easy when you're stressed to let things slip. I don't know what the right answer is, but it's tough. It's tough. So don't let that stress get to you too much like I have. It's not worth it in the end, but sometimes it's just going to happen either way, whether you want it to or not. And that's where I've been this week. Next week's going to be better, though. Everybody should be back to work next week. I have new employees starting this week. Next week, they're getting trained to work this week. And by next week, they should be up and running, kind of good enough, I guess. And from there on out, we should be good to go. But this week's been tough. Let me know how we look in the new setup here. Hopefully the audio will be okay. That's the main thing that I'm worried about with the new setup is the audio. So just kind of wanted to give you a little update. I'm headed into the second week of my 2-week cycle. But I went to the doctor today for just my annual checkup, and I kind of wanted to go over some of that with you while it's fresh in my mind. There's some great news with my checkup that I wasn't really kind of expecting, but was super happy to get this bit of information. First of all, just for the weight loss part of it, the doctor was extremely happy / impressed with my weight loss this far. And, you know, it's been great, and the medication has worked great for me. And he was really happy with my weight loss. He was happy in the direction that was headed. And so everything's great there, and you know, I can't disagree with that. It is great. But for the longest time I've been on the 7.5 milligrams, and he wouldn't prescribe anything stronger. If you don't know, you can go up to like a 10 and then a 12.5 and then a 15 is the strengths further on that you can go into. He wouldn't prescribe anything past a 7.5 for me, and I was like, because of worried about side effects. And I was always like, well, I don't know what side effects he's talking about. He might be like, you hear things in the news of people suffering from horrendous side effects, like paralyzed stomach and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll just stay at the 7.5 milligrams until I can see him and talk to him about going further into the 10. And when I talked to him today, I was like, hey, is there any way I can go into the 10? And he's like, well, I mean, you're doing all right in the 7.5. I said, what side effects are you worried about going into the 10? He's like, well, you know, just the normal stomach issues, you know, upset stomach, diarrhea, constipation, so on and so forth. And I was like, well, you know, things are going great at the 7.5. There's no doubt, but my weight loss has slowed down a lot over the past few weeks, and I really just have about 20 or 30 more pounds to lose. I would like to go up to the 10 to see how my body reacts to it, and once I hit that, you know, 20 or 30 more pound range, I'll be done. I just want to get there. I want to get there as fast as possible. So I was like, as long as I'm not going to hurt myself, potentially hurt myself with a 10 milligrams, like in some, you know, major or permanent way, like if it's just a simple side effects, let's go ahead and go up to the 10 and see what we can do. And he agreed to do it, and I'm happy for that. So I'll be getting the 10 milligrams here pretty soon. I don't know when. He called the prescription in, but hopefully I'll be able to go into that, knock out this last 20 or 30 pounds, and then slowly be able to wean myself off the medication, because ultimately that's what I want. It is hella expensive if you're paying for it, even if your insurance doesn't cover the whole thing. It's hella expensive. So I'd like to get the last 20 or 30 pounds knocked off, go into a maintenance mode, whatever that might look like. I don't know yet, but that's exciting news. So I'm hopefully that we can get that done, and man, I can you know, get to my goal weight sooner than I was expecting. On with the rest of my checkup update. I mean, nothing but great news. He's like, hey, your blood pressure is great. About a year ago, I went from 5, I don't know what I'm taking, some blood pressure medication. I was at 5 milligrams. And one day, my blood pressure just shot up, and I was recording it at home. And I went in to see him, and he upped me to the 10 milligrams. And since I've been on the 10 milligrams, it's stable and been pretty good.
But today's like, I think that you've lost so much weight that we can remove you back down to the 5 milligrams that you were taking before. That's great news. I mean, that is great news. The weight loss has helped me with my blood pressure, and now I don't want to be taking so much blood pressure medication. Now, I'm just telling you guys right now, if you don't check your blood pressure regularly or monitor it regularly, you should do that. Okay? The only reason I knew that I was having high blood pressure is it's documented on my channel if you want to go back and watch, but I had a cancer in my ear. And while I was going through the cancer treatment, every time I'd go in to get my blood pressure checked, every time I go in for a checkup, they would check my blood pressure. And every time I would do that, it would be creeping up and up and up and up. And because of those just random checkups because of my ear, I decided I realized that I had a high blood pressure, but would have never known that otherwise. Would have never known that I had high blood pressure had I not been going to those ear checkups. So, and that's the kind of thing that's a silent killer, they say, is the blood pressure. So if you don't monitor your blood pressure regularly, I would suggest at least go to Walmart and get like one of the little home kits. I don't know, they're like $50, I think, and check your blood pressure ever so often, or just go into Walmart and have them check your blood pressure ever so often. Just check it ever so often, just to make sure that it's good. And if it's going up, make sure you get into a doctor. I think it's fairly easy to control, as long as you are catch it early. If you don't catch it early, you can wind up dead. And mine was getting up there to the point where it was getting pretty bad. I had to do something, and thank God I caught it. Anything else? I don't think there's anything else to report as far as my checkup goes. Now, as far as my weight goes, I checked this morning, and I've lost 1 pound last week, which was pretty incredible considering how much bad stuff I ate. I went over how much stress I was under last week and what that leads to. And then the weekend was just uber busy. And I had football games and birthday parties and people in town and celebrations, and everything was going on this weekend. And I can't say that I just stuck to my diet 100%, but I did the best I could. And if I lost a pound last week eating what I ate, I'm happy with that. But this week, thankfully, everything's back on track as far as my employees and everything go, and I was able to get in my workouts today. So we should be back on track as far as the workouts go.
So if you watched to this point, thanks for watching the whole video. I know it's a long one. If you don't mind, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.